ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
अर्जुन उवाच हाने हृषीकेश तव प्रकीर्त्या जगत्प्रहृष्यत्यनुरज्यते च रक्षांसि भीतानि दिशो द्रवन्ति सर्वे नमस्यन्ति च सिद्धसङ्घाः कस्माच्च तेन मेरन्महात्मन् गरीयसे ब्रह्मणोऽप्यादिकर्त्रे अनन्तदेवेश जगन्निवास त्वमक्षरं सदसत्तत्परं यत् अमादिदेवः पुरुषः पुराणः त्वमस्य विश्वस्य परं निधानम् वेत्तासि वेद्यं च परं च धाम त्वया ततं विश्वमनन्तरूप आयुर्यमोऽग्निर्वरुणश्च शाङ्कः प्रजापतिस्त्वं प्रपितामहश्च नमो नमस्तेऽस्तु सहस्रकृत्वः पुनश्च भूयोऽपि नमो नमस्ते नमः पुरस्तादथ पृष्ठतस्ते नमोऽस्तु ते सर्वत एव सर्व अनन्तवीर्यामितविक्रमस्त्वं सर्वं समाप्नोषि ततोऽसि सर्वः सखेति मत्वा प्रसभं यदुक्तम् हे कृष्ण हे यादव हे सखेति अजानता महिमानं तवेदम् मया प्रमादात् प्रणयेन वापि यच्छावहासार्थमसत्कृतोऽसि विहारशय्यासनभोजनेषु एकोऽथवाप्यच्युत तत्समक्षम् तक्षामये त्वामहमप्रमेयम् पितासि लोकस्य चराचरस्य त्वमस्य पूज्यश्च गुरुर्गरीयान् न तत्समोऽस्त्यभ्यधिकः कुतोऽन्यः लोकत्रयेऽप्यप्रतिमप्रभाव तस्मात् प्रणम्य प्रणिधाय कायम् प्रसादये त्वामहमीशमीड्यम् पितेव पुत्रस्य सखेव सख्युः प्रियः प्रियार्यार्हसि देव सोढुम् अदृष्टपूर्वं हृषितोऽस्मि दृष्ट्वा भयेन च प्रव्यथितं मनो मे तदेव मे दर्शय देवरूपम् प्रसीद देवेश जगन्निवास।
Clarification. in the last class, it was mentioned that one can control words and actions, but not the thoughts. Changing words and actions will lead to thoughts changing eventually. We have also heard, as you think, so you become. If we cannot control our thoughts, how will we change? Please help reconcile. Shailesh. What he's saying is, in the class, it was mentioned. Question கொஞ்சம் காட்டுங்க. Yeah. It was mentioned that one can control words and actions, but not the thoughts. Changing words and actions will lead to thoughts changing eventually. We have also heard, as you think, so you become. So, if we cannot control our thoughts, how will we change? Please help reconcile. Shailesh. The birth of the thought, the arrival of the thought is not under your control now. It happens by itself. You cannot do anything about it. It happens. Why? Because of the purva karma. Because of what you have been thinking about it so much in the past. Right now, all the intensity of how much ever you thought in the past will manifest as a single powerful thought. It's not just a casual thought. It's not a powerless thought. You have been thinking about something 1,000 times, million times in the past. Now, when that thought manifests, how it will manifest? Will it manifest as a casual thought, or will it manifest with the intensity of the entire force? It comes with that entire force. Now, when it comes with that entire force, at that time, to tell a person, control your thought, control your thoughts, redirect your thoughts, it looks so nice to hear, looks so good to hear, but if you it's very difficult, almost impossible. And it's almost impossible means nobody can actually do it. Then what is the other way about? The roundabout method only we have to take. When it comes to the mind and the thoughts, there is not a direct method to deal with the mind. The mind always is dealt with roundabout. As you think, so you become. What I have thought about so much in the past is what I am now. If I have been thinking about wealth so much in the past, the intensity of the thought craving for wealth will be very high. You tell that person, control that thought. He will turn back and ask, how? No, it's not possible. Therefore, the arrival of the thought is not under your control. Okay, then what is it that you can do? Then what is it under your control? You need not go along with it. You need not cooperate with it. The thought coming is not under your control. In the present, you need not cooperate with it. That much is possible. When we say you do not cooperate with it, what does it mean? Distract yourself into another action, another thought. When you distract yourself into another action, you will not cooperate. And everybody goes on cooperating. The thought comes and we cooperate in the present and then come and ask what to do, what to do. You say, answer is, it's okay. Nothing can be done. Nature will take its own course, isn't it? Nature will take its own course. What is nature taking its own course? Bodily pain will start. When bodily pain will start, old age, all that will go away. You will forget about all that, isn't it? After a period of time, bodily pain also is okay. Thought of death comes. So how do you manage life? How are you managing life? At one stage, one thing comes and you That's how we manage life. Actually, it's not managing at all. It happens by itself and we are going with the flow. Actually, we are not doing anything at all. And we think we are doing everything. You follow what I'm saying, Shailesh? Therefore, how do you understand it? The arrival of the thought is not under your control, but you need not cooperate with it in the present. Are you okay till now? In order not to cooperate in the present, what is needed? Some rajoguna is needed. When tamoguna is there, you will be continue to cooperate. Carefully follow now. Carefully follow. If your tamoguna is there, you will continue to cooperate. You need rajoguna to get into action. But actually, what happens in practical life to everybody? A powerful thought will come and it will just make you to go into one corner and sit. It will not allow you to do, it will not allow you to do anything at all, isn't it? It will not allow you to do anything. You just, well, what nowadays people call is, you are caught in the loop and you are not able to get out of that loop. You are caught in that loop and you are not able to get out of that loop. Now, what you should do to get out of that loop? Action, which is what I said. You can distract yourself by word and action. That you can do. That much is possible. If you continue to do this over a period of time, you will outgrow that. Over a period of time, it because you not cooperating with it, it dies away. Remember that example I have given any number of times? It is like watering the plant. See, every day you water the plant and you come and ask why it is so green. See, people come and ask, sir, my problems, I'm not at all thinking about it, sir, but it is so green. It's like saying, I'm not watering my plant at all, but it is very green, isn't it? I don't eat at all, sir, but I'm very obese. How is it possible? Isn't it? It means you are doing it and you are not aware of it. You are doing it and you are not even aware of what you are doing. You follow? Therefore, the thoughts come and you will not be able to, the force, which is what in the Bhagavad Gita he says, the Vega. The Vega carries you away, Arjuna. The senses carry the mind away. The mind takes the intellect away, he says. You follow? So what is it that you can do, realistically speaking? Distract yourself into some action. Mind will tell you what? I will not cooperate for action. Why? Why mind says I will not cooperate for action? I will cooperate for action only if I get what I want. You give me what I want, then I will cooperate. You deny me what I want, I will not allow you to do anything. This is his inner conflict going on. And we all know who the victor is ultimately. Isn't it? Who wins? யார் ஜெயிக்கிறாங்க இதுல? In the battle, who wins all the time? Yeah, it's a match fixing game already because the winner is already known. Who's the winner? Your mind is the winner. Who's the loser? You are the loser. Where is the problem? Your mind wins, and victory of the mind, if it is victory of you, it's worth it. Victory of the mind is, victory of your mind is your loss. You don't understand that. You follow? Therefore, what happens? I said, don't worry about, in Vedanta, we don't worry about thought control at all. Vedanta, we don't worry about thought control. In Vedanta, we worry only about action. Because only by action you can control. There is no thought control. How to stop thinking about it, sir? How to stop thinking about it? How to stop thinking about it? They don't know what else to do. Therefore, they'll give you 4 sleeping pills and make you to sleep. That's all. What else to do? Isn't it? Because anybody tells, get up and do some action, mind is not. Mind is not supporting it. Mind is not wanting it. Isn't it? Therefore, What do we do? Distract yourself into action. Did it reconcile, Shailesh? Are you okay? Are you have anything in specific? Are you okay? Yeah, right. Anything else we have? Hmm. Amit, first one. You mentioned we should perform Panchamaha Yajna with Shraddha every day. What is Panchamaha Yajna? How do we step by step perform it? What is the process to perform it? Amit, Panchamaha Yajna means, Pancha means five, Maha means great, noble. Yajna means sacrificial act. So every day you have to perform five great sacrificial acts. Maha means supreme. Why it is called supreme? It's called supreme because there is no dosha nivritti like this Panchamahayagya. All the mental agitations, if at all there is something that can get rid of all your mental agitations, dosha nivritti it's called. This is this method of Panchamahayagya. So Panchamahayagya means remembering the five and offering your prayers to the five every day. Remembering the five and offering your prayers in terms of thought, word, and action. I'll explain what it is now. So, who are the five? What is the five that you have to remember every day? It's called Deva, Rishi, Pitru, Manushya, Bhuta. Deva means gods. Rishi means ancestors. Rishi means sages. Pitrus means ancestors. Fourth, Manushya. Manushya means fellow human beings. Fifth one, Bhutani, other species. So every day, remembering the five and doing your, it's called Nitya Karma. In Vedas, it's called Nitya Karma. Nitya Karma means that which ought to be done every day. It's called Panchamaha Yajna. Deva, Rishi, Pitru, Manushya, Bhuta. So for Deva, Rishi, Pitru, what do you do? Devas means gods. And we have seen it any number of times. God means God means the visible law, the invisible law. The visible law is gravity. The invisible law is law of karma. Life is managed, governed by these two laws, that which is visible and that which is invisible. So all the visible, invisible laws put together that govern the universe is what we call as gods. And we have, how many gods we have? 33 crore gods we have. 33 crore gods. By the time you remember all the gods and say thank you, one Janma will be over. You won't have time for anything else. Therefore, what do? You pick up a few, symbolically talk about it. You pick up a few and symbolically say thank you. That is gods, Deva. Then comes Rishi. Rishi means the sages who have given us this knowledge. Why we categorize them as a special categories? Because they knew the truth and they could have simply sat quiet and went away incognito. Isn't it? Because they have sorted their problems. But they didn't do that. Not only they sorted their problem, so much of love for the rest of us, they sat and what cannot be communicated by words, they made an extraordinary effort to communicate it by words to it. That is the Vedas, the knowledge. Therefore, we recognize that and we say thank you to them. Are you able to follow who is the Rishi? Rishi means the one who has, they have sorted out their problems and they could have quietly gone. Who knows? Who cares? But they didn't do that. Not only they sorted out their problems, they are so much interested in helping us And they are trying to teach that which cannot be, that which is so difficult to teach, almost impossible to teach. It means what amount of effort they should have done to teach that. So, recognizing all these efforts, we call them as rishis, sages. So, we say thank you to them. How do we say thank you to them? That's why in the Indian tradition, we always have every family tracing their ancestor to some gotra, to some rishi. So, what do you do? Just remember that rishi and say thank you. That rishi becomes symbolic representative of the entire rishi parampara. So that you have to remember every day. So first is remembering the visible law, invisible law, symbolized as gods, and saying saying thank you. Saying thank you to the law means Amit, a resolve to obey the law. I will not say thank you and go and do whatever I want to do. Remember the Swamiji's example, hoisting the national flag and doing anti-national activities, saying thank you to God and go and sit in one corner, not do anything. You don't violate, you follow what I'm saying? So remembering the law, saying thanks to the law because it is the law that is making, that is helping you, and then a resolve to obey the law. Then comes the rishis, the second one. The third is ancestors. They are called pitrus. Ancestors means your entire past. Why ancestors have to be worshipped every day? Because in the eyes of the current generation, all the previous generation will look very foolish. Have you ever observed that? Oh, 200 years back, they didn't even have a normal calculator. They didn't even know how to use electricity. 500 years back, oh, how dumb that people should have been. Are you able to follow? Have you ever observed the current generation will always think the past is the past is old, foolish, redundant. Ingratitude to the past. That is being very ungrateful to the past. Therefore, what do we do? Pitrus is not symbolic of your father and father, grandfather, great grandfather. He's saying in that verse number, in this verse number 39 that we are currently studying himself, he says, Prajapati or etc. etc. Pitamaha, Prapitamaha, all that he's saying. Ancestors doesn't mean the father and the mother. The ancestors means the entire past. So, Deva, Rishi, Pitru becomes one category. What is that one category? A category by which you can only do prayer and resolve to do what you can. That is in relation to Deva, Rishi, Pitru. In relation to the 4 and 5. What is 4 and 5 now? Manushya and Bhuta. Hmm? Manushya and Bhuta. What is in relation to Manushya? Fellow human beings. Dhanam. Dhanam. Do as much as charity possible. Dhanam. That is in relation to Manushya. What about Bhutas, the fifth one? What about Bhutas, the fifth one? What nowadays they call as environmental, what is it? Environmental awareness. Be conscious of the environment. When you get up and walk, you switch off the fan and go, isn't it? When you get up and leave the room, you switch off the AC and go. The AC need not be running when you are not there. No, no, sir, when I come back, it has to be cold. No. When I come back, it has to be cold. No. Isn't it? That's why we have Wi-Fi AC, sir. Air conditioners connected to internet. So when I leave the office, I switch on the AC so that when I come into the house itself, it should be cold. Alertness of not consuming, wasting resources. That is Bhutani. Alertness not to waste resource, isn't it? Have you ever observed nowadays how many people leave the plate clean? How much of food goes into the bin? isn't it? Marriages, how much of food goes into the bin? He said, what kind of an ungrateful act it is, isn't it? Stuff the fellow with 40, 50 items. Nobody can eat. They are suffocated. They just sit and throw the whole lot into the bin. For what? Damba. Yeah. 16th chapter, in the 16th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, he calls this as Asuric people. These are Asuras, Rakshasas will do that, he says. Why? Because no awareness of the resources, isn't it? In America, I say, why do you fill the whole glass of water? Just give me quarter glass, I said. Because you give me the full glass, I'm not able to drink that full glass because it's half a liter. Now, if I drink half a liter of water, where will I have the food then? No, no, sir. Land of abundance. Huh? Hmm? We have land of abundance. Huh? It's crazy. It is everywhere in the world. I'm just giving that as even here you go and see, you go to the restaurants and see the food that they waste, and their point is it's my money, what is your problem? I have worked hard, it's my money, what I will do, what I want to do with it. Being very ungrateful. So the fifth Machamaha Yajna is what? Being careful about the resources that I use. So everything I'm careful. If I'm doing all these five every day, it's called Panchamaha Yajna. This Panchamaha Yajna brings about an alertness and awareness. That alertness and awareness is the preparation for gaining knowledge. Then only you will gain true Vedantic knowledge, you will gain only at that point of time. What we are gaining now is sheer entertainment, time pass, that's all. It's so nice to hear some good thing, that's about it. Panchamaha Yajna is the dosha nivritti. You follow? See, nowadays what they did is, they instead of talking about all this, they say go to the temple, pray to God. We are not saying don't go to the temple. By going to the temple, you are supposed to remember all the five. Now, by going there, where do you remember? You don't do. Therefore, one of the important things that you have to do is Panchamaha Yajna. So do these five things every day. Over a period of time, I'll be discussing all this in detail. So Panchamaha Yajna, if I start elaborating step by step, that itself will take me 3 classes. So over a period of time, all this will be explained bit by bit. But the concept I told you today. Is it okay, Amit? Yeah. Concept. Every day, remember these five. These five. I should remember and say thank you and be alert. Remember, I should say thank you and be alert. Be alert. That alertness. That alertness. Nowadays, this alertness and all, where is this alertness? We are lost all the time, isn't it? There is no alertness at all. In the olden days, those practices of alertness will be very different. I'm just giving it like because Panchamaha doing all this is so heavy already. Some story for a while to lighten up. Right. Some story. In those days, how they will bring an alertness? You know how they will bring an alertness in the Gurukulas in the olden days? You will never know when the master will come from the back and hit you with the stick. You will be caught off alert. So more number of beatings you are getting means what? More number of beatings you are getting means what? That much lack of alertness. By and by, what happens? The shadow of the master itself is enough. By and by, you become alert of the footstep. By and by, you become alert of the shadow, isn't it? The master says, first level of awareness you have passed. So first level of awareness you have passed. When you are eating, you may get back in the class. You may get back at the back. But so by and by you are so alert that you are avoiding it. Are you able to follow? Shailesh, as you think, so you become. See, by and by you become so alert that even before the whip comes, even before it can touch you, you know how to. Yeah, yeah, bouncer madri, isn't it? Yeah, Joel Garner, Malcolm Marshall, bouncer potta, you know how to. Yeah, you don't get beaten up all over the place, isn't it? You tire that fellow out. How much ever fast bowling he does, you duck and duck, and the fellow is only tired. You are not tired. Are you able to follow? Alertness. And then the student thinks, Abada, I got some alertness. Now, next. Next level number two. What is level number two? தூங்கும்போது எப்போ அடி விழும் தெரியாது. When you are sleeping, you will not know when you will get beaten. It means a few days you will not be able to sleep only. It's okay, nothing will happen. Few days if you don't sleep, nothing will happen. Tungi, what had happened? 8 hours, 10 hours you have slept. What had happened? Nothing has happened, isn't it? Therefore, a few days, even if you don't sleep, nothing will happen. Therefore, what they will do, they will try to ensure that you are alert in the dream. They will, so by and by you develop a kind of alertness where when he is going to whack you, as you are sleeping, you will turn. You are not awake. You know that? It's possible. Yeah. Don't ask me how do you know all the training that. Yeah, we got all the training. So I know that it is possible. So right in the middle, you will not, all that he will do is you have to be so alert, so alert. Or he will not even call by name, nothing. All that he will do is, oh, how can you hear that sound? Unless you are sitting close to him, you can't even hear that. He will just call like this. He will not even say name. If he puts that, what do you call that in English? Snap of the finger. Tamil சொடக் போடுறதுன்னு இல்லையா? In English you call snap. What can you hear? So you should be alert. Isn't it? Where is that? And இது ஸ்டோரி மாதிரி கேட்டுக்கோ ஸ்ரீகாந்த். ஸ்டோரி மாதிரி கேட்டுக்கோங்க ஸ்ரீகாந்த். இது வந்து nice story to hear. Don't try all this. Nice story to hear all this. By and by, you are alert in the waking state. By and by, you become alert in the dream state. And then he will enter and haunt you in the deep sleep also. Because in the waking state, remember this, in the waking state, whip will come. In the dream state, razor blade will come. In the deep sleep state, sword will come. You understand? Waking state, if you have to be alert, whip will come. Dream state, you have to be alert. Now, what will come? Same whip is not helpful. Something sharper is needed. Something penetrative is needed. Razor blade will come. One cut. So you see bleeding all over. Torture it is. That fellow has to be put in prison for doing all this, no? Isn't it? In deep sleep, how to bring alertness in deep sleep now? Huh? A sword means you miss it, your life is gone. You are not alert there. You may lose your hand, you may lose your leg, you may lose your entire leg. It means that much of alertness is required. To avoid what? To avoid what? That much of alertness is required to gain knowledge, jnanam. It's called jnana yogyata. Qualification to receive knowledge, that much of alertness is required to receive knowledge. Qualification to receive knowledge is what? You should have good hearing capacity and English language. Anybody can hear anything. Because if only these two, who's bothered about awareness and all? Everybody follow? Panchamaha Yajna is a very good starting point of awareness. Are you able to follow? What is the relevance of it? It's not an emotional, sentimental thing. Of course, it is emotional and sentimental. What's wrong in being sentimental? You have to be sentimental in gratitude. What's wrong in that? Also, it brings about an awareness and alertness. If you are not alert, what happens? You are distracted. Therefore, this is the training. So remember this. In the waking state, you will be used a whip. In the dream state, you will be used razor blade. In the deep sleep, sword. இருக்குன்னு பயம் வரணும். Yeah. அது இருக்குன்னு தெரியணும். தெரிஞ்சா you'll become alert. Hey, where are we alert? Next clarification. Vedic God and Puranic God. The difference between both. Is Lakshmi a Puranic or Vedic God? Same for Shiva, Vishnu. Is a Vedic God an energy? Is Puranic God a personality? Ideally, who should we worship and why? Amit. That's why you should not have read too many unnecessary things. Yeah. All too many unnecessary, undigested things you study, you will ask all these kind of doubts. Yeah. Energy, physical personality. Where do you get all these terms? Vedic gods means nature. Vedic gods means nature. Puranic gods means Puranic gods means Superman, Spider-Man, He-Man. That's all. Puranic gods is Superman, Spider-Man. Vedic gods means the laws of nature, invisible and visible. Puranic gods are a collective representative of the Vedic gods in one. Because it is created by a human personality, by default, it will have a human personality. Because human personality cannot do anything beyond oneself. Even if a human being create an alien, that alien also will have five senses and mind and love and sacrifice, etc. Isn't it? Why will an alien has to do all that? Even Terminator has to do all that, no? Isn't it? Even a Terminator will do all that. It means it is created by a human being as a symbolic representative. Symbolic representation. You understand the difference. Therefore, don't bring in energies, etc. and all that. Keep it simple. Law. There are visible law and there are invisible law. What is visible law? Law of gravity is a visible law. Invisible law. The law of karma is an invisible law. So recognizing life is made up of these two laws. And you remember that, you obey that, you understand that. Law is kept for your well-being or law is kept to suffocate you or punish you. Law is meant for what? Is law meant for your well-being or law meant to punish you? What is law meant for? What is law meant for? It's for your protection. Is discipline for your protection or discipline for your suffocation, to torture you? It's for your well-being. You follow what I'm saying? Therefore, that which is created for your well-being, visible and visible, we Vedas call them as gods. That's why even in this verse number 39, he's talking about you are Vayu, you are Agni, you are this. All that he keeps saying, you are Vayu, you are Agni, you are this, etc. Meaning what? You are the invisible and the visible law that sustains the creation. Number two, we understand law is meant for protection, not meant for our to torture us. Obviously, you violate the law, there will be a punishment. That is common sense. You violate the law, there will be a punishment. Now, it is not that the law is punishing you. What is punishing you? Is the law punishing you, or your violation itself is making the law to punish you? So you go and ask the law to punish you. So the law punishes you. You go and ask the law, bless me, it will bless you. Again, I repeat, you go and ask the law, punish me, it will punish you. You go and ask the law, bless me, it will bless you. How it will bless you? If you obey the law, it will bless you. When it will punish you, you violate the law. But what is human beings' hope? What is human beings' prayers? What is human beings' expectations? All possible violations I will do, and I must be protected. Isn't it? All possible violations I will do. And then I ask for protection. Because God is loving, no, sir. So loving means what? God, loving God. What should loving God do? According to you, love means a person has to be dumb, isn't it? Love means dumb. Because whatsoever you do, the other should, the other should go on agreeing with you. Huh? Are you able to follow? Therefore, our concept of prayer itself is very, very weird. Therefore, the law says you want, it is created for your protection. Understand that and obey that. If you don't understand that and if you refuse to obey that, your non-obedience, your violation of the law will be met with the consequence. And what is the consequence? What is the consequence of the violation of the law? Pain and suffering. You follow? Therefore, gods are meant to be discussed in that. About that Vishnu and Lakshmi, etc. Later on, when context comes, I'll explain. What is that Vishnu? There are so many contexts that's going to come even in this chapter, in the next chapter, and all that. When it comes there, I'll explain that. But now I'm only explaining the concept of God. What is the Vedic concept of God? The Vedic concept, the Vedantic concept of God is law. Because we cannot understand law, we make the law in a form and call it as God. A intellectual person will call it as law. A devotional person will give the law a form and start worshipping that form. And both has to do one thing in common. What both has to do one thing in common? Both of them should do one thing. Whether you worship a personality or you call it as law doesn't make a difference. One thing both must do in common. What? Obey the law. Understand the law is meant for your welfare and obey. And obviously mind is not going to, that is taken, that is known. Obviously mind is not going to, mind will not cooperate. Mind will say, look at others, all violators are happy. No. All violators are happy. So why should I not violate? What's wrong in that? Correct. What's wrong in violation? There's nothing wrong in violation. But at least have the courage to accept the pain as a consequence of violation. You will stop it. Have the courage, have the integrity to accept pain as the consequence of violation. Next time you will not violate. Next clarification. Explain the power of sankalpa, thought. How do we harness step by step the power of sankalpa to manifest material and spiritual benefits for ourselves and for others? Say someone is sick. Amit. The power of thought, power of sankalpa. Sankalpa means thought. A power of thought by which you put your entire being behind that thought. You put your entire personality, you put your entire personality behind that thought. That's called the power of sankalpa. How can you harness it? How can you harness it? Stop harnessing it. Why do you have to harness it? Why do you have to harness it? Yeah. How do you utilize this power of sankalpa for your spiritual well-being? Hmm? Material well-being happens as a default of spiritual well-being. Material well-being will become a byproduct of spiritual well-being. Material well-being, spiritual growth will not be a byproduct. Remember that. When you are spiritually grown, material well-being will become a byproduct. When you are materially growing, spiritual growth will not be a natural consequence, will not be a byproduct. Terrible fellow. Therefore, what do you do? Give priority to spiritual well-being. What does spiritual well-being means? What is spiritual well-being? The law that sustains the creation, the law that gives, the law that makes well-being is unselfishness. The law that sustains the creation, the dharma that holds everything together, the law that sustains everything is the law of unselfishness. So, what is spiritual well-being means? Try to get as unselfish as possible. Very difficult it is, huh? Because unselfishness means you should not be wanting anything. I only do so that I want something. That is trading. You follow what I'm saying? If I do something, what will I get in return? That is being very, very selfish. What is unselfish? Try to be, try to be as helpful as you can to somebody. That is called the power of unselfishness in the thought makes it work. It's not the power of sankalpa. The power of unselfishness that you can bring into a thought, it works. To whom it works? To whom it works? To you it works. To you it works. To the other, it cannot work. Why? Because you can never ever take responsibility or do anything for the mental well-being of anybody else other than you. At the most, you can give some material well-being to those around you. Mental well-being of everybody is their individual responsibility. Nobody can give mental well-being to another. Thank God. The law is kept like that. Are you able to follow? If somebody can give you mental well-being, what does it mean? If somebody can give me mental well-being, I'll be very scared. Why? Somebody can take it away also. If somebody can give it to you, somebody can take it away also. It means you are never under your control. It means you can never have mental well-being at all. You follow what I'm saying? No, no. Law is not designed like that. Your mental well-being is entirely your own responsibility. At the most, you can offer some physical, material, emotional help to other. You can offer your help, but the well-being of another can never be done by you. Therefore, prayers, helping others and all is your unselfish thought, unselfish action. whoever whoever is the right recipient, they will get benefited by it. That's how the power of Sankalpa works, the power of prayer works. You follow? It's not just a thought. The unselfishness that you bring into that thought takes care of your well-being and create a conducive environment for the other also. And ultimately, how the other make use of it is what is going to determine. Follow? If if my mental well-being can be taken care of somebody else, why will Krishna leave it? Why will Krishna leave us like that? Why will Ramatirtha leave us like this? Why will Ramana leave us like that? They all could have gotten inside us and changed like that. No, you can sit with the Ramana and be untouched by him, isn't it? You can sit with the Krishna and be untouched by him. It's possible, isn't it? You can sit and be completely untouched. It means it's entirely yours. You follow? Then what does prayer means? Then how does the sankalpa work? When you are genuinely wishing, unselfishness works. Unselfishness works. Working in what? Giving a conducive environment to the other that helps the other. That's how it works. Next clarification. You mentioned there are two natural laws at work with regards to gratitude. The law of karma, we reap what we sow. We can help someone else even if they are dead by praying for them through thought sankalpa. If someone is living and we bless them, does that affect them? If someone is living and we pray for them, does that affect them? Is the opposite also true? When we think bad of someone out of jealousy, anger, hatred, then does it affect the other person? Amit, there are two natural laws at work. The two natural laws at work is, one is the current situation of the other, which is their destiny. Another is what you can do to help them out of it. There are two natural laws at work. What are the two natural laws at work? The one law is the person's current situation, which is their destiny. You can't do anything about it. Your prayer is not going to change their destiny. Because if the prayer can change the destiny, you are tampering with the karma of another. That is not possible. Therefore, the destiny, what they are going through is their destiny. Correct. That is one aspect of the law. And then what is the other aspect of the law? The other aspect of the law is the person has the capacity to put an effort, purushartha, the free will. So that there are two natural laws. One is the destiny and another is the free will. So in prayer, in all the acts of unselfishness, we are focusing on what? Which one are we trying to use? We are not worried about the destiny part. We are worried about the free will part. So one is I can directly help them to exercise the free will, or I can pray. Are you okay till now? Hmm. Now go to the next level. What is next level? Every action will bring a change. All actions will bring a change. Yes or no? All actions will bring a change. Change in the subject, a change in the object. All actions will bring a change. Do you understand that? See, you gain knowledge, it has brought about a change in you, isn't it? Whether it is what kind of change, God only knows, but change. Change could be one of gratitude, or change could be one of anger and frustration, isn't it? But nevertheless, some change has happened. So action brings about a change. Action can bring, the change can be evolutionary or devolutionary. When evolutionary happens, you are helping the other. When devolutionary things, you are helping the other, you are creating a very unconducive environment to the other. Are you able to follow? Then another law. What is another law? Just as you are stimuli to the world, just as world gives you stimuli, you are a stimuli to the world. Remember that. Another law. There is another law. What is another law? World gives you stimuli. Correct? Ah, we are all okay with it. Second part, you will not be in agreement with. What is agreement? What is the second part of the same law? You are a stimuli to the world. Are you able to follow? Now, since you are a stimuli to the world, Veda says, be careful as to what stimuli you are giving to the other. Through, you don't give stimuli of anger, jealousy, hatred, etc. You give stimuli of love, affection, etc. You follow? Ramatirtha says, if you are not smiling, laughing, lock yourself up in the room. He says, don't come out and spread the disease. He says, it's a disease. You are diseased. And you spread the disease to everybody around. Yeah. Why? When you are so worried about what stimuli the world should give you, isn't it your responsibility to give? Because you are the stimuli to the world. Isn't it your responsibility to give proper stimuli to the world? How do you give proper stimuli to the world? How do you give proper stimuli to the world? Yeah, by being cheerful, by being unselfish. That's the stimuli you give to the world. When you give that kind of a stimuli to the world, other receiving that stimuli changes. புரியுதா? இதெல்லாம் law. These are all the laws upon which life operates. World gives you stimuli, you give stimuli to the world. When you are very careful and putting terms and conditions on what stimuli the world should give you, can't the world say the same thing to you? Can't the world put terms and conditions? No, 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 it is my nature, sir. This is how I will give. If it is your nature, this is how you will give. The world says, this is my nature, that's how I will give. Are you able to follow? Be that much considerate. Be that much considerate to others. Minimum consideration to others is what? You need not go and do very big sacrifices and all. It takes long. At least minimum thing that you can do is what? Ensure that you give good stimuli. So why do we say dress pleasant and come out? Why do we say that? Why do we say dress neatly and come out? Is it body conscious? No. You are giving that, you are a stimuli to the other. You are a stimuli to the other. Because you are, just as world is giving you stimuli, you give stimuli to the world. It is an interchange of stimuli. It's an exchange. Are you able to follow? Therefore, it says be careful. Be careful. You have to be careful as to what stimuli you give. So what kind of stimuli you give? 18, 17 chapter, 18 chapter, he says, even your words should be Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyam hitam, isn't it? Anudvegakaram satyam priyam hitam. Yeah. You can't just say whatever. If you can say whatever you feel like saying, in return, you should also accept when the others say whatever they say. No, no, sir, I will say whatever I want to say because because I am in a bad mood. I can say whatever I want, but the other should always be in a good mood. What kind of mind is this? Utter selfishness. Isn't it? Absolute selfishness this is. Selfishness to the each and every atom in the body, each and every cell in the body is selfish. What is opposite of that? Opposite of that is this. I will be careful as to what stimuli I give back to the world. What is the stimuli that you should give back to the world? One, from the word, it should be pleasant. Anudvegakaram, the word should be satyam, priyam, hitam, that everything, everything, isn't it? That's how it works. That's how it works. முடிஞ்சதா? Is it over? ஓவரா? பாடா. எஸ். இங்க இன்னும் முடியல. இங்க முடியல. Soumitra, I'm saying, I said, is it over? He said, okay. No, no, not over. Here it is starting, I'm saying. Yeah. There's a bunch of people sitting in front also, no, now. A camera முன்னாடி ஒரு bunch, camera வெளியில ஒரு bunch. Yes.
You say oblate actions to the God, so that God can be law or even in the form of form. So what is the meaning of oblation?
Hmm.
In Tamil, I tell myself maybe this, but that is not how it works.
Yes.
So when you are oblating an action, what does oblation exactly mean?
Yes. What is oblation means? Oblate everything to God. Dedicate everything to God. Offer everything to God. What is offering, dedicating means? What is offering means? What is dedicating means? We have to offer everything to God. That's what it is, correct? Now the question is, what is the word offering to God means? What is dedicating it to God means? Offering means that which you believe as yours, you are giving it to somebody. It is yours. That you are giving. Are you able to follow? Offering means what? It is yours. Then only you can offer. Correct? Offering means something has to be yours, and that something which is yours, you are giving it to another. That's called offering. So, level number 1, offering is what? That which is the product of my effort, I am giving it to you. Why? Why should you give? All that we have discussed already. I'm not answering that. We should give. So it is understood that we have to give. Okay. What is giving means? You do an action, there is a consequence to that action, which is called pala, fruit. There is karma, and then there is karma. Yeah. The Sanskrit word karma means action. The Sanskrit word karma means result of an action also. So therefore, we need not say karma phala. Karma gives you karma, we say. It means action will produce a result. So you are doing an action, you get something. You are doing an action and you get something out of it. Okay. What do you do with it? You can keep it to yourself, or you can share. So offering is giving and sharing first. That is level number 1, offering. Level number 2, offering, is what we do in yajna karma. In karma yoga, you give that which is yours, share. So at one level, offering is sharing. At another level, subtler than that, it is no more sharing. It is a change in attitude and giving. What is the change in attitude and giving? Idam na mama. What I am giving, I am getting rid of the notion of mine and giving. Idam na mama. That is the second level of offering. The third level of offering is what? There is no offering at all. Yours, I am giving back to yours. Where is the offering? Are you able to follow? That which is yours, I have been arrogating it unnecessarily. I am stopping my arrogation. It's not even giving it back to you. That which is yours, unnecessarily I have been trespassing. Yeah. Shrikant. I'm not going to do that. Don't worry. Huh? So I come into your house, I trespass your house, and I started claiming your house as my house. And then somebody came and told me, don't do all this Vedanta class. I went by mistake. They all told me, don't do this, this, this. Now what I am doing? When I'm leaving, will I say, I am giving your house back to you? Does it make any sense? What should you do? What will I say? I have been a trespasser till now. No more I will trespass. Are you able to understand the grades? This is how it goes. This is how it goes. I have been unnecessarily, I have been trespassing, thinking it as mine, mine, mine. It's not clear. It's not mine. Everything is yours. So at the highest level, there is no offering at all. At the highest level of offering, you don't offer anything. You simply say, yours is with yours. Yours is with yours. Then, then who am I then? Then what am I doing? Even to make me do everything, energy is coming from you. Therefore, all that I do is possible only because of, all that I do is possible only because of your, your energy, your support. Therefore, whatever comes goes back. Whatever comes is yours. Are you able to follow? Offering should go in. What is the opposite of it? What is the opposite of it is, it is, opposite of it is mine. Mhm. The selfishness is a sense of entitlement. You feel, you believe you are entitled. That is selfish. Are you able to understand what is selfishness? Selfishness is a sense of entitlement. Unselfishness is no. That sense of entitlement is is wrong. How it is wrong? How do we say it is wrong? The sense of entitlement is wrong. How do we say it is wrong? Because it's a collective contribution. When we pay tax, is there anybody paying taxes joyfully? Isn't it? Because it's seen as it is seen as a punishment, no? See, more and more you earn, more and more you have to worry about taxes now, isn't it? Soumitra, nobody gives me anything, big and all. But even for the 10 rupees they'll give, they will ask me, sir, tax problem, Varma, sir. I said, what do you mean tax problem, Varma? No, what does it mean? Why can't you, because it is entitlement, isn't it? In Vedas, we don't use the word tax. English word tax, taxing or meaning, isn't it? Taxing, suffocating, choking. In, in Vedas, we don't use the word tax. In Vedas, we use the word rina, gratitude. Look at the difference between the two. Your entire attitude changes, no? In Vedas, we don't use the word tax. In Vedas, we use the word rina, gratitude. English, we use the word tax, isn't it? You know, one of the, even look at the irony of today. Even when we seek some patronage for an unselfish cause, also we have to say, you will get tax benefit. Look at that. Narayana. God only has to save this. I don't know I don't know whom God is going to save now. Are you able to follow? That sense of entitlement is selfishness. I am entitled. It is mine. What have I done? Nothing I have done, isn't it? So, what is unselfishness? What is offering? Oblation. What is oblating? You oblate your sense of entitlement. Duties versus rights. Are you able to follow? Duties versus right in a entitlement. Duty in a rina gratitude. Isn't it? Duties versus rights. Carefully follow this law. Carefully follow this law. Soumitra, carefully follow this. If everybody does their duty, everybody rights will be taken care of. You know that? Look at the Vedic plan. If everybody does their duty, everybody rights will be taken care of. If the parents do their duty, the children's rights are taken care of. If the children does their duty, parents' right is taken care of. Therefore, nobody needs to worry about performing. Nobody has to claim anything as their right. If there is a society that is doing their duties, everybody will be taken care of. Correct? As a citizen, if I do my duty, the government, so everybody, if they do their duty, this is what Dharma Shastra talks about. The law book. I always say, what a fantastic, just that one line is enough for the entire constitution to be framed. What? If everybody does their duty, everybody's rights is taken care of by default. Raj, are you able to follow what I'm saying? I don't know. To me, it looks very clear. I don't know whether it is clear, whether I'm articulating it rightly or not, I don't know. If doctors does their duty, patient's rights is taken care of. If patients does their duty, doctor's rights are taken care of. Therefore, both need not fight for their rights at all. Everybody has to do. If everybody does what they ought to do, the right of other is taken care of. That is why if I see tax, if everybody pays taxes as their duty, everybody will get what their rights are. Are you able to follow now? So Vedas comes from an angle of you can go on fighting for rights. As an individual, it will be wrong. As a family, it will go wrong. As a society, it will go wrong. Right. Everything becomes husband's rights, wife's rights. Marriage failure, isn't it? Yeah. Tamil movie, like there's a joke, no? Isn't it? Operation Success. Huh? Srikanth. Vijayarangan. Operation Success. Huh? Operation Success. Patient died. Yeah. Husband gets the husband's rights. Wife gets the wife's rights. Marriage is gone. Marriage is in disaster, isn't it? Everything in life, everybody fights their rights. What will ultimately anybody get? Nobody will get anything. Reverse it. This is called offering. This is called offering. Are you able to follow what is offering means? What is my duty? Duty is my offering. What is my duty? What is my duty? What is my duty? Sir, if I continue to do like that, others will exploit me, no? Amit. Others will cheat me, no, sir. Others will exploit me, no, sir. You don't know. You have not understood. There is a law that is going to protect you, that nobody can cheat the law. In order to hurt you, they have to cheat the law. How can anybody cheat the law to hurt you? If you can be hurt, means you yourself you yourself have violated the law. That's how you can get hurt. Are you able to follow? If you have followed the law, nobody can pierce the armor of dharma and harm you. Dharmo rakshati rakshita, the Vedic statement. That dharma, the dharma. And today the word dharma has become the most word that should not be spoken about at all, isn't it? The rights you should speak about, not. And right also, 50% right only I should speak. What? What is that 50% right? What others should do to me, I am very clear. 50% right. Ram Subramaniam. What others should do to me, I am very clear. Yeah. When I go, signal should be green always for me. I am very clear, isn't it? Even if the red is there, I will cross and policeman should not catch me, stop me. What I want the world to do to me, I am very, very clear. Everybody is very clear. 50% right, 50% wrong. What is that 50% wrong? What is 50% wrong? Unfortunately, the world also, unfortunately, the world also expects the same thing from you. For which your point is, no, no. That is, Vedanta is correct, sir. For others, Vedanta is correct. For you, selfishness is correct, isn't it? Oh, people in the world their expectations are so much, sir. They suffocate me so much. What do? I don't know what to do. Yeah. I'll turn back and ask her. I said, nobody has it. What is that expectation from? You follow what I'm saying? What does this offering means? What does offering means? What is my duty? What is my duty? What is my duty? Moment to moment, second to second. What is my duty? What is my duty? What is my duty? You will have no time for lingering. You will have no time for crying. You will have no time for worrying, no time for anything because you are all the time so blissful, joyful. Because moment to moment you are asking yourself, what are you asking? What's my what's my duty? What's my duty? What's my duty? Deep பண்ணினே இருந்தா when will I entertain myself? When will I get relaxation? When will I go for a holiday? When will I take a break? When will I take a break? Okay. Take a break from breathing for half a day. Take a break from breathing. No. Lungs tells you, I have been working non-stop. Heart tells you, I'm working non-stop, carrying you unnecessarily with all your burden. Huh? So I have decided to go on a holiday to Mauritius for a week and come back. Huh? Okay, va? Ram Subramanian. Okay, va? அது பண்ணக்கூடாது சார் பண்ணக்கூடாது isn't it? Why? Moment to moment to moment. What is my duty? I tell you, what a blissful life it is. What a blissful life it is. What a joyful life it is. What a courageous life it is. That's a life of a spiritual person. You follow? That's a life of a spiritual person. A life of courage. A life of strength. A life of power. Moment to moment to moment. Duty is very suffocating, very painful, no, sir. Someday we should also take a break, no? Hmm? Give a break to breathing. Hmm? Too much you are keeping the wealth with you. Give your wealth a break, no, for 1 week. Huh? That and all you will not give break, isn't it? For duties, you will give. How long should I pray, sir? You tell the person, do your duty. How long, sir? I say, repeat it 10 times. Oh, 10 times should I repeat? Because to repeat 10 times takes only 2 minutes. Amit. Gayatri. How long, sir? 108 times chant a Gayatri. 108 times Gayatri, sir? In the academy style, you have to chant. Because in the academy style, if you chant Gayatri, 108 will take how long? 1.5 hours it will take. Yeah, that's the Swarama correct. That much time I don't have, sir. Why? Because movies are coming, season 1, season 2, season 3 is coming, isn't it? Season number 13 also has gone, 14 is going to come. Adallam paakano, isn't it? In between, you have to chant Gayatri also for 1.5 hours. Who has time for all that? And then they come and ask how to be happy, how to control the thought. Yeah. How to be happy, how to control the thought. Shailesh, what thought you can control? What thought anybody can control? Able to follow? I want to control what thought you can control. Kannu mudi meditation பண்ண வேண்டியதான், isn't it? Hoping that thoughts are under your control. Only fall off to sleep for a while, wake up only for the thoughts to come back. You follow? What is offering? What is offering? Moment to moment to moment. What's my duty? What's my duty? What's my duty? Remember this. As a law, remember this. Nobody needs to fight for their rights. If everybody in their society does their duties, the rights of the others is taken care of, because your duty is the right of the other. Correct? Where do they get the right from? Where does the husband get the right from? The duty of the wife. Where does the wife get the right from? The duty of the husband. So if both their rights have to be met, what both must do? Do their duty. That's all. If everybody does their duties, right, sir? But sir, if I am doing and the other is not doing, what will happen? You will be protected, at least. You will be protected. You will have a good mental health. Looking at your good mental health, they will be inspired to do that. Looking at your good mental health, they will be inspired to. Are you able to follow? This is called oblation. This is called prayer. Remember this. Again, I'm repeating. Law. Write it down and keep. If everybody does their duties, rights are taken care of. If everybody does their duties, rights are taken care of. So everybody must focus on what? Duties. That is prayer. That is offering. That is called offering. That's called offering. Offering doesn't mean taking something that is symbolic of you offer a flower. That offering of flower should be a reminder of this. It's not just the flower offering. When I'm offering a flower, that offering flower should be a reminder. What is the reminder? Duty. Duty. What is my duty now? What is my duty now? Remember, 85% of the time you know what you should do in the given moment. You will never have a doubt about what I should do now. You will never have a doubt. If you ask what I should do now, what are you meaning? I don't want to do what I'm supposed to do now. Tell me what to do. Are you able to follow? See, will you ever have a doubt about what you should do now? You will never have it. 85% of the time, you know what you have to do now. Mind is not cooperating to that. That's the problem. It's not lack of doubt. It's not lack of not knowing what to do. You know what to do. Yeah, you know what. What is it that you have to do? In any given moment, you know what your duty. In any given moment, you know what your duty is. Do it. That's prayer. That prayer gives the rights to the others. And when everybody does that, therefore, we had a society. That's why it's called Dharma Shastra. We had a society based on this law. We had a society based on this law. It's called Dharma Shastra, where everybody was trained from the beginning to do their duties. Obviously, 25-30% of mistakes happened. No doubt about it. Obviously, 25-30% of the mistakes happened. Imagine 70% of them doing their duties. What a dynamic society it will be. That was the society in the past. Today, that 30% violation is what we like to talk about. We will not want to talk about the 70% doing it, isn't it? With this, I conclude. What is news? George Bernard Shaw's definition. What is news? George Bernard Shaw gives news. News na enna artham? If dog bites a man, it's not a news. If dog bites a man, it's not a news. If man bites a dog, that's news. It means that 30% violation is what is all the time you want to look at it. Why? Because you want to keep criticizing others, you want to keep bulldozing the other, you want to keep punishing the other all the time. That's why you all the time you look at that. You follow? Opposite of that is what? 70% of the society does their duty. What in the olden day we call as Varnashrama Dharma. When everybody was doing their duties, everybody was taken care of. Historically, it is true. How do you know it is historically it is true also. Thousands of years, this country was looted. Again and again and again, it bounced back. No country was looted for centuries the way this country was looted. It bounced back again and again and again. By virtue of what? They stick to this law. What is the law? Do your duties. Do your duty. Obviously, there was 30% of mistakes. Exploitation happened. 30% of misuse happened. 30% of violation happened. Because of the 30% of misuse and violation, you don't change the law. You don't tell people fight for your rights. Stop doing don't worry about your duties and start fighting for your rights. We don't say that. You follow? This is called oblation. We'll meet next week.